Hey there, it's Casanova and welcome to my journey to whip myself into decent shape just in time for the Bachelorette season. Furthermore, I have a wedding coming up with the bride I stole. Yes, the story will come to the channel someday. English is not my first language, so bear with me. I am currently a bit bulky and I bet a lot of you wonder what my customers say when I'm out performing. Surprisingly enough, many of them actually prefer that I'm a bit bigger and more bulky. It really divides the crowd. So there is no right or wrong way to look when performing. My experience has also taught me that the vibe I give out and the confidence that I enter the stage with are much more important factors when out performing. Now let me be straight with you. This isn't some exhaustive guide on achieving the pinnacle of muscle mass and fat loss. What matters to me is keeping it achievable and, more importantly, realistic in the long run. We're talking about doing simple things every day for an extended period of time, because that's where the real magic happens. This video marks the beginning of a series. In this video I'm going to document my overall plan, my goals and my progress in the first week. So stick around, because this is just the starting line of what promises to be an exciting journey. And before we get started, remember to like, subscribe and comment if you like my content. The last time I was in excellent shape was in December 2021, and that's around 2 years ago now. I've been semi-ripped in the period since then, but it was in December 2021 when I truly pushed myself to achieve what I considered my best look ever. I've been through the cycles of bulking and cutting since the age of 18, so I'm familiar with the routine. Shredding fat while attempting to preserve proper muscle mass is not a new challenge for me. So my goal is to look better than last time, and I will be my own judge. For beginners, I typically advise setting a specific date and a clear goal for your fitness journey. This way you can reflect and assess your progress. Given my past experiences with numerous attempts, I've decided to commence this journey on the 2nd of January 2024 and persist until I'm satisfied with the results. I reckon the 4 to 6 months of dieting should do the trick. I am not a bodybuilder and therefore I don't have a fixed date to be ready on stage. I will do check-ins here on the channel whenever there is progress worth talking about and showing. My overall plan is a check-in the first week, this video right here, and after that one check-in every month. Perhaps I do a recap video in the end or create extra videos if people are interested in certain subjects. Just leave it in the comments. Before I start, I need to make the baseline measurements to know where I'm starting from. The measurements I will be using are body weight, videos and photos of my shape, and a rep test in bench press at 100 kilos, as many reps as possible. I did the rep test and I got 21 reps at 100 kilo in the bench press. Then I need to find out how many calories my body burns on a daily basis. Picture this. Just like a GPS needs 3 satellites to pinpoint its location in a 3-dimensional universe, I need 3 key values to measure how many calories my body burns on a daily basis. And the values are how many calories I consume on a daily basis, my daily activity level, and the change of my weight. So, how much I consume, how much I burn, and how that affects my body. And here's my process. I start by calculating a rough estimate of how many calories I burn using the Harris-Benedict formula. It's a popular method to find your BMR, your basic metabolic rate. I stand at 179 centimeters. My current weight is 97.4 kilos and I'm 32 years old. And when I'm using the Harris-Benedict formula, that gives me a basic metabolic rate of 2085 calories a day. This is the amount of calories my body needs to function without added physical activity. Then I factor in my physical activity level. And since I don't have a physical job besides in the weekends, and that I hit the gym approximately 5 to 6 times a week, I choose the conservative value of 1.7. Then I get the number of 3,544 calories a day total. And since my goal is weight loss, I'll subtract around 500 calories, creating a calorie deficit. I will therefore start my diet at 3,000 calories a day. Now the real experiment begins. I'll eat the same amount of calories every day for a week, maintaining my normal activity and workout routine, and at the end of the week I'll compare how my weight has changed. This will give me a very good idea of how many calories I burn on a daily basis, and I can adjust accordingly to that. I will continue to track my calories, activity and weight throughout the entire period and adjust my plan when necessary. As previously mentioned, I will commence with a daily intake of 3,000 calories. If my weight drops too significantly, I shall augment the calorie consumption. Conversely, if my weight loss plateaus, I have the option to either boost my physical activity or reduce my calorie intake. Eventually, I will need to trim some calories to sustain consistent results, but my aim is to maintain a relatively high calorie level throughout the entire diet. My macros on 3,000 calories are approximately 200 grams of protein per day, 80 to 100 grams of fat, and 325 to 370 grams of carbohydrate each day. Furthermore, I will try to eat at least 25 grams of dietary fiber each day. I will endeavor to distribute this across 4 to 5 meals a day, each containing at least 30 grams of protein per meal. However, ultimately, the crucial aspect is my overall daily intake. Being a natural lifter, I aim to sustain a relatively high fat intake because of my hormone balance and hormone levels in the body. With sufficient carbohydrates to support performance in the gym and an adequate protein intake to try to preserve as much muscle mass as possible. I will not delve further into the details of my macro choices, as there are numerous videos on YouTube covering that subject. However, I will provide a link to one of them, and it's down in the description of the video. I will strive to consume 600 grams of fruit and veg daily, along with incorporating either fish, nuts or avocado into my daily diet. The supplements I intend to use include creatine and multivitamins. Given my fondness and regular consumption of fish, I won't be opting for omega-3 capsules. I will also be consuming caffeine, primarily from my Nespresso machine, but I will strive to keep my caffeine intake on the lower side. And this is because it serves as a potent option for later stages when the diet becomes more challenging. I've been following a classic push-pull legs training split for the past 6 months during my gaining phase. My plan is to continue with the same split during the cutting phase, allowing for flexibility to combine some of the workouts into a PPL/upper-lower split if necessary. The key focuses in my workout plan are to target each muscle group twice a week, emphasize a blend of significant compound movements and isolation exercises, reach failure doing workouts, and ensure sufficient stimulation for growth without engaging in excessive training volume. In the push workout, I will consistently incorporate both vertical and horizontal push movements, along with isolation exercises for the chest, the intermediate part of the shoulder and the triceps. On the pull day, I will include both vertical and horizontal pull movements, along with isolation exercises for the lats, the posterior part of the shoulder and the biceps. And for the leg and lower body workout, I will include a squat or a variant, a hip hinge movement, and isolation exercises targeting the glutes, hamstrings, quads and calves. Additionally, I plan to train my abs and traps on the leg day. When I undergo weight loss, there will likely come a point where my strength diminishes. While I'll make efforts to prevent this, it's a harsh reality. I have been lifting for many years and my strength is correlated to my weight. If you're new to lifting weights, you can increase your strength while losing weight. But as you get more experienced and more developed, it becomes harder and harder and harder to increase your strength while losing weights. If my strength experiences a significant decline, it could indicate too rapid a loss of weight and muscle mass. So I plan to keep a detailed log of my workouts to monitor this. If such a decline occurs, I will compare the results to the changes in body weight and consider adjusting my calorie intake accordingly. In the beginning, I will do a bare minimum of cardio. In my experience, additional cardio is an effective tool to apply midway through the journey, and the extra calories burned can significantly boost your cut. It's also worth mentioning that the current temperature here in Denmark is -5 to 10 degrees Celsius, so it's freezing right now. I did used to run marathons back in time and have actually completed 9 of them, so running is definitely on my bucket list when the weather improves and the cuts get harder. The cardio that I'm currently doing involves 10 to 15 minutes of warm-up before the gym sessions. I typically use the cross trainer or the lazy bike. Once a week I engage in gymnastics, which also includes a bit of cardio. Additionally, I perform shows during the weekends, which also get my heart rate up and my blood pumping. And I walk the dog sometimes. Let's start with the results. I have lost 2.5 kilos in 6 days, so I am pretty sure that I am in a caloric deficit. But why am I already checking in after 6 days? When you go from eating in a caloric surplus to eating in a deficit, a lot happens in your body. When you are in a surplus, your carbohydrate storage is at high capacity, and stored carbohydrates are bound with water. Salt also retains water in the body, and when you start to eat less, you have less food in transit in the system, which also affects the weight. So no, I haven't lost 2.5 kilograms of fat in 6 days. I've maybe lost half a kilo, and the rest is mainly water, carbohydrate and waste. So the first week is important to see if you are in a deficit. But I'm still going to be on 3,000 calories a day for the next week and monitor my progress and adjust based on that. My plan is the next video will be 1 month in, where there really should be some progress to show. So remember to like, subscribe and comment if you want to see more. And in the meantime, I will be focusing on the goal.